Her perfume lingered in the air long after she left the room, something faint, forbidden, like smoke and secrets. He shouldn't have noticed her. She was just a cleaner, silent, efficient, invisible. Yet tonight, beneath the dim chandelier's trembling light, he watched her wipe the traces of his world. His glass, his sins, and for a single heartbeat, her eyes met his. There was no fear in them. Only knowing, that silent defiance, wrapped in grace. His pulse betrayed him. His throat tightened. She looked away, but the damage was done. When she brushed past him, the air between them crackled. He felt her sleeve graze his wrist, a ghost of contact, enough to awaken something ancient and dangerous within him. She murmured a soft apology, but her voice carried the weight of someone who had watched empires fall. He told himself she was nobody, but her silence said otherwise. Rain fell that night, whispering against the windows like a warning. He couldn't sleep. Her face haunted the corners of his mind, not her beauty, but her calm. People who served were supposed to lower their gaze. She didn't. When she spoke, her words were careful, but her eyes, they measured him. He began to ask questions, quietly. At first, no one knew where she'd come from. No family, no records. Just a name written in flawless handwriting on her application. Alara. The next evening, he lingered in the corridor when she arrived. Her hair was still damp from the rain. She smiled, polite, perfect, and said softly, "You shouldn't wait for me." "How do you know I was waiting?" She paused, the faintest smirk on her lips. "Because you're still here." Then she walked past him, leaving the scent of rain and danger in her wake. Days turned to weeks, and she became the rhythm of his silence, the soft sweep of her footsteps, the hush of her breathing when she thought she was alone. He watched her from shadows he didn't know he'd built for himself. One evening, she entered his study without knocking. "You should stop looking for me," she whispered, tracing her finger over the books on a shelf. "You won't like what you find." He stepped closer, close enough to feel her warmth. "You think you can scare me?" "No," she said, turning to face him. "I think I can ruin you." The candle between them flickered violently, as if the air itself couldn't decide whether to burn or suffocate. And in that trembling light, he realized she wasn't lying. The first time he touched her, it wasn't out of desire. It was out of defiance. A storm raged outside. Thunder cracked the sky. She was standing by the window, watching the lightning paint her reflection in shards. He stepped behind her, his hand trembling as it found her wrist. "Tell me who you are," he demanded. She turned slowly, eyes glowing in the dim light. "Would you believe me if I said I was here to protect you?" "From what?" "From yourself." Her words sank into him like poison wrapped in honey. And when she leaned closer, her breath warm against his ear, he knew that whatever she was, angel, liar, ghost, he was already too far gone to stop. Secrets began to unravel. Letters hidden in drawers, names crossed out, a photograph of her years younger, standing beside a man who looked exactly like him. His father. Alara watched him read in silence. "Now you see," she said softly. "I wasn't sent to clean your house. I was sent to erase your past." He staggered back, the weight of revelation pressing on his chest. "Who sent you?" She smiled sadly. "The woman your father ruined my mother." The room swayed. Everything he believed in cracked. If you've ever loved someone you shouldn't have, someone who should have been your enemy, you should have hated her. He wanted to, but love doesn't obey. Reason, it devours it. Every night he told himself it would be the last time he looked for her, the last time he'd whisper her name into the dark. Yet at dawn he found himself standing where she'd stood, breathing the air she'd left behind. One night he found her in the garden, barefoot in the rain. Her dress clung to her skin, her eyes wild with truth. "I should destroy you," he said. "Then why don't you—" He stepped forward, kissed her like confession, and in that instant, both knew. Forgiveness was impossible, but love was worse. They became shadows in each other's lives, meeting in silence, parting in guilt. The mansion grew colder, as if even its walls disapproved. Servants whispered, rumors spread, but he no longer cared. Every lie he told to protect her only pulled them deeper into the storm. "One night," she said, "when they find out what I've done, they'll come for me." He took her hands, trembling. "Then they'll have to go through me." But she looked at him, truly looked, and whispered, "You don't understand. They already have." The truth came like dawn, cruel and blinding. She hadn't just come for vengeance. She'd come to end the bloodline that had destroyed hers. Yet something in her had changed. "I can't finish it," she said, voice breaking. "Not after loving you." He smiled, tears cutting through his silence. "Then maybe we both lose." In that final hour, under the pale glow of morning, she vanished, leaving behind nothing but her locket and the scent of rain. Inside the locket was a single word etched in silver. Years passed. He rebuilt the house, but not the man within it. Sometimes he heard her laughter in the echo of footsteps. Sometimes he swore he saw his shadow near the garden window, barefoot, watching. Every storm reminded him of her. Every flicker of candlelight, every whisper of rain. He'd learned that love isn't always a blessing. Sometimes it's a mirror reflecting the sins you were born to repeat. And now, when people ask about the woman who used to clean his house, he smiles faintly and says, "She was never here to clean." Because in truth, she came to cleanse, not the dust, but his soul. Love is not gentle. It's the fire that burns the lies we build around our hearts. And sometimes, the ones who hurt us most are the ones who set us free. Thank you for listening.